So, over 100 million Americans, nearly 1 in every 3 adults, struggle with unpaid medical bills. These bills are often confusing, they're often filled with errors. Sorting out what is owed means bouncing between insurance companies and healthcare providers and navigating endless disputes where everybody points somewhere else. This process can also wreck people's credit scores. It can ruin the ability of someone to be able to buy a home or rent an apartment, purchase a car, start a small business. Now, we know that service members are also suffering from medical debt. Last year, the CFPB said it received over 5,000 complaints about medical bills from service members and their families over a 3-year period. More than half of those complaints were about collection attempts for bills that the service members didn't actually owe. Now, Ms. Ruska, most service members and their families have high-quality insurance coverage through TRICARE, meaning they shouldn't even be billed for most health care services. So where is this debt coming from?
Well, Senator, it's a great question. Emergency medical situations, specialized health care are all possible causes of medical debt for military families. Another challenge is TRICARE is slow to pay. So in many cases, the charges are referred to debt collection before TRICARE pays, and then once referred to debt collection, the families are dealing with the debt collector and not with the physician.
So in other words, what you're telling me is that the service member is getting dinged, not for anything they did wrong, but because the information is inaccurate here. Is that right? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, Senator.
And we know also that reports on a credit report of medical debt are not a good indication of whether or not someone is actually creditworthy and actually tries to pay their bills, because, in fact, there are so many errors in this. So the CFPB's complaint database is filled with messages from service members in South Carolina and Florida and Alabama and North Dakota and Tennessee who have dealt with surprise unpaid balances or bills that were sent to wrong addresses. But in order to get our arms around this, we got to have more than just anecdotes, people who identify themselves in the complaint database. Last year, the CFPB recommended that DoD collect better information on service member medical debt. But after I wrote DoD in March to check on their progress, see how they were coming on that, they told me they had not taken any action at all. We need robust information to understand the ways in which TRICARE comes up short. But we don't just need data on medical debt, we also need action. Ms. Ruska, you discussed the CFPB's recently proposed rule to remove medical debt from credit reports. Will this help service members and their families as well?
Definitely, Senator. It's important, and it will also help CFPB and the Department of Defense collect more data.
Good.
Dearest friends, please make sure that you watch out for this. The SSA has made an important announcement on benefit deposit dates, and millions of Americans will be receiving 2 Social Security checks in December. The Federal Reserve is also discussing the next interest rate hikes and when they will happen. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community. Every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please make sure that you click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. December is just around the corner. The Social Security Administration will be sending out 2 checks for the month instead of 1. The agency sends out 2 checks in the same month once every quarter, and December just happens to be one of those months. The 2 checks will be issued to individuals who qualify for SSI benefits. The first SSI check will be issued on Friday, December 1st. The second will be issued 4 weeks later on Friday, December 29th. Due to an anomaly in the payment calendar, recipients of SSI received 2 disbursements in March, June, September, and December, but no payments are moved around in January, April, July, and October. Only 1 payment is issued during the remaining 4 months. The additional disbursement in December can be regarded as a prepayment for the subsequent month. So if you don't receive your payment on the expected date, the SSA advises allowing 3 additional mailing days before contacting the agency. If you receive a direct deposit, you can expect to receive your payment on the scheduled date, but availability of the funds might depend on your bank. Currently, SSI benefits are provided to low-income individuals with limited resources who are blind or age 65 or older, or who have a qualifying disability. In 2023, the federal maximum SSI benefit rate is $914 for an individual and $1,371 for a couple. Those amounts will rise to $943 and $1,415 in 2024. As for retirement benefits, the schedule in December 2023 follows the same pattern as every other month. But if you receive Social Security before May 1997, or receive both Social Security and SSI benefits, then Social Security is paid on December 3rd. Federal Reserve officials are in broad agreement that the central bank can proceed carefully when it comes to future interest rate decisions. Officials have noted that further rate hikes would be appropriate if incoming information indicated that progress towards the Fed's 2% inflation target was insufficient. The Fed elected to keep interest rates unchanged in a range of 5.25% to 5.5%. It is a 22-year high at the conclusion of its meeting. Members said they expected data arriving in coming months to help clarify the extent to which inflation is continuing to come down, and whether demand is also coming down in the face of higher rates and tighter financial and credit conditions. Officials also still see upside risk to inflation, given the possibility that inflation might prove to be more persistent than expected, or that additional adverse shocks to supply conditions may occur. Fed officials are closely watching the increase in long-term bond yields and whether they could be sustained at high levels to do the work of higher rates. In the weeks before the Fed's November 1st policy announcement, Treasury yields rose sharply with the 10-year yield hitting its highest level since 2007 in late October. In the weeks since the meeting, Fed Chair Jerome Powell made clear that monetary policy is in restrictive territory and putting downward pressure on inflation, but that the central bank is keeping its options for more interest rate hikes on the table. Other officials, including Philadelphia Federal Reserve President Patrick Harker and Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic, are content to hold rates steady, given progress made on declining inflation. The CPI showed inflation on a core basis climbed 4% over the prior year. That is down from September's 4.1% increase, but still this reading is double the Fed's inflation target of 2%. Investors do not expect the Fed to vote for additional hikes, but the majority of the rate-setting committee penciled in one more rate hike this year when it last published forecasts in September, leaving the last meeting in mid-December a possibility. Well, my greatest and most beautiful friends, That is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Thank you so much, friends, for being part of this community. To say thank you, every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.